welcome to another episode of the Footie Fantasy Podcast. And as we have Chuks or Chuki Akosionu from the Daily Manc here. And before I start, I know most of the times most managers never pay attention to the league table. They sit it up until after 10 games. We are 12 games in, and just to verify that, because I like stats, verifiable stats, 67.5% in the past 10 seasons of the Premiership who have been top four after 10 games have finished in the top four. And 50% of people who were top after 10 games in the past 10 to 15 years have ended up winning the Premiership. So today we're talking about who the title challengers are and favorites, who finished top four, and who has been the player of the season so far. And at the end of the podcast, we'll talk about who the relegation candidates are. So we'll start with Chucky.
Okay. So the top four right now, it almost reveals itself. I don't think you can look past City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Only the fourth spot is really up in the air.
Okay.
Arsenal is right there right now. We have chasers, including a bunch of middling clubs, which maybe United is now, what would you call it, also ran. So United's hot on Arsenal's heels. The separation there is not that great. What you have to look at Arsenal is that they have superior goal potential there. United doesn't seem to be able to get on all firing all cylinders there. United is still tracking very good with Tottenham on the output this season. Tottenham and maybe a club like Everton. I think that's where United's level is right now. We could all tell from the City game. Water finds his level, especially at the very, very high level. City basically, just basically laid it to bear what all the issues that United are. So, but this is not United podcast, so let me get off United. So United might be able to squeeze in there at fourth, but I would say the top three is pretty much set in concrete right now. I think Chelsea would pip City at the end if it was if everything goes according to Chelsea's benefit. Just because they don't rely too much on artistry like City does. They're a little bit more balanced. They can do both. They can do the industrial bit of the. They can do the industrial bit, and they can do some of the finesse bit as well. Liverpool, I think they will slip at some point. It's just written in the stars for them. They're very high octane, but I think when you draw the curtains back, there's still something there in Liverpool that they're going to do something silly, like something like a defensive error here or not show up for a game. I think Chelsea and City are on point. They have champions mentality. I mean, you can tell by the way they play. They are serious. The entire game is on point. Liverpool is not so far behind, but I believe if anyone's going to slip away from that down to the top three spot, that third spot would probably be Liverpool.
Okay. So I guess
for the players, I don't know. I don't think you can look past City's team. I mean, all their players are just kind of on some kind of magic serum right now. The Silvas, both Silvas, Bernardo Silva, coming in his own this season. Aguero, I think, finally finding his mojo back. Maybe giving a good stiff arm to Jesus. Fernando. I mean, any front City player. I mean, whenever we talk about De Bruyne right now, that's how good City is.
So wait, are you going into playoff season discussion now?
Oh, I thought you told me to just say who the play. Oh, okay.
Let's talk about title challengers and favorites first.
Okay.
Break it down, then I'll say my own point. Then we'll come.
Okay, go ahead.
So you're saying your favorites. Who are your favorites now? It sounds like you say City and Chelsea, correct?
Yeah, it's City and Chelsea. I'll put Chelsea one notch. If I was a betting person, if I had to bet the rent or the mortgage, then I would say I like the way Chelsea is stacked right now.
Okay.
They depend on less orchestry than cities, right? The city, a lot of things have to happen for their master formula to work. They're not going to score a goal like they did against United every time. Sometimes they're just going to have to sludge it out. Yes, sometimes they get lucky. They just have too many contributors is what's helping them right now. They have Aguero. They have even Sterling. They have the Silvas. Everybody's chipping in. So that's City's magic right now. Their finesse, their artistry, the orchestration of their football, plus all these contributors showing up every game.
Would you argue that's a strength?
Yeah, you say what?
That sounds like a strength. That sounds like a strength, in my opinion. But
it depends on how you are when you show up. It's like, what can you depend on every single game? I think Chelsea has something they can depend on every single game. They can bring it just the way it is. They don't have to change it every single game. Doesn't matter whether it's Europa League or Premier League. They can do the same thing every single game. I think City, they will have one or two games off where they're not stringing passes, or people figure it out, or people figure out positioning. Not everybody's gonna sit back and relax and wait them to pass them, wait to be passed to death by City. So if you disrupt that, I think Pep's plan B is not as strong as his plan A.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Sense. Yeah. So who are your challengers? So it sounds like you said City and Chelsea are favorites. Challengers are Liverpool. Anybody else fall in that bracket for challengers?
Arsenal is still a mystery to me. Not a mystery, and I don't know what they're going to do. Everyone knows what Arsenal are going to do. Is in what can they bring it when they need to. Past history says at some point they wither away. You just they don't generally have the stamina to do a whole season, right? They're like they're a really great half show when it comes to the season. But Unai Emery is different type of coach. We'll see how his players respond. He has better forwards at his disposal in Lacazette and Aubameyang. So we'll see what they can do. I'll say they are in there. They're in the mix. Okay. But I think United is right on their heels. And if I was going, it's just that United has Jose Mourinho, and Jose Mourinho is playing Ancient of Days football right now. So it's not in the same century. It's not the same century with the rest of the coaches, right? He's still playing I'm going to deploy two people to shield the back four, so they're way back there. And any team can just come in, okay, you're going to pin your folks back there? Okay, we're just going to pass around you. Then tell me, what are they going to do? What's Matic going to do when he can't touch the ball? Just stand there? So that's the issue with United. So you never know. It's like, you never know with United. So I'll say United is chasing fourth. That's the most they can do based on what I'm seeing. So Arsenal and United. Tottenham is simple. Here it is. If you look at the numbers, they're tracking very closely to United. So if I was going to choose between United and Tottenham, I'm going to choose United. Not because I'm a United fan, just because Tottenham, again, historically, they go limp after a while. It's like they limp away. They're a good half show as well, almost like Arsenal, right? So their balloon will pop at some point. United is a little bit more consistent. They'll either consistently blare and they'll just keep on winning the Mourinho way, very ugly, very unentertaining, very speculative, depending on individuality and stuff like that. But his winning percentage is hard to argue it.
That's a Wikipedia page, in my opinion. That is a Wikipedia page. I really don't care about Wikipedia pages anymore, man. What have you done for me lately? That's
exactly. No, I'm just saying, the guy he has a winning. If I had to compare to Pochettino, Pochettino, the press loves him, but at the end of the day, the proof is in pudding, right? So
he's also a young coach, though. He's also a young coach. People forget that. He's also a young coach.
He is. I like Poch. I like Pochettino. I'll say he's one notch behind Arsenal and United, even though I think he has the team to really be doing just as good as an Arsenal, or maybe even just a little bit close to Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my opinion, for the title challengers, um, obviously Liverpool, City, and Chelsea. Those are the three title challengers. I'll put those three in that bracket. But for favorites, the two favorites I put in that bracket are City and Liverpool. And there's a reason why I don't think Chelsea is good enough to be favorite. I think they're too dependent on Hazard's. They're too dependent on Hazard's skill and like and running, his talent. And if they do not get a top class striker by January, they are going to struggle because Morata seems to be lacking confidence. He does it sometimes, he falls off. Giroud is like an assist striker. I don't even get that what he's doing there anymore. It's like an assist striker, links up play. I mean, they're playing very well. I think they'll be close, but they won't be as close to Liverpool as City. I think City are clear favorites. My opinion from beginning of season, and I'm still sticking to it, is at some point, maybe over Christmas, December games, when we are playing 3 games, City is going to pull away from everybody else. It will definitely not be like last season where it was already done, but I think there will be at least 6-7 points by when we come end of January from the next person. Because I from what I see about them is, like you said, I see it as a strength. They have like so many people contributing. Bernardo Silva has come into this. It's like they have 2 creative midfielders now, Bernardo Silva and David Silva, right? And they have a system that works, right? People just come in and they fit in the system. Their best player has been injured all season, but it doesn't affect them. Defensively also now, they're even playing the ball better out of the back than last year, in my opinion. So that's what makes them a very tough side to beat. Makes them hard to drop points because even if you go and decide to, I'm going to sit everybody behind the ball, like you want to do, they move the ball so quickly now. They're dangerous in the air. Like if you try to sit back, the defenders will come forward. If you try to press them, they'll play around you. So they're going to drop points. I don't think they'll get to 100 points. We'll still do another review halfway the season. But what I see right now, they don't get major injuries to key players like Laporte, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Aguero. They don't get any injuries to any of those 4 guys. I don't see anybody stopping them. Liverpool will get close because they defend better now. Obviously, due to Van Dijk, the way organize the back four, they defend way better. But like you said, I agree that there's still slips in there, especially like their right back. Alex Arnold still has a lot of mistakes in him. Their midfield also they don't seem to press as well as last season. Now maybe it's the style he wants, trying to like make them last longer to the end of the season. But there's something about their midfield, the 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3, he switches back and forth in between. There's something about it where it's like, personally, I don't think they'll score as much goals as last season. That's out of the question. They're not scoring that amount of goals they're scoring. I see it already that they're going to be the team that will be winning a lot of 2-0, 2-1, 1-0. They're not going to score as much goals as last season. That's what I see about them. What will help them is if they go out of Champions League. If they still maintain, like they get to group stages, get to knockout stages, I think at some point they will start dropping points. I see that already. They'll start dropping points because their level of creativity from the midfield, which maybe because Keita has been injured, like I was thinking it was even going to be higher, but it's not going as much as last season. And like you said, the numbers from last season, they're creating less chances than last season. Salah is still getting similar amount of chances. He's not just as accurate anymore. Sadio Mane is in and out, off the ball. The main person that I think is really, really affecting them this is Firmino. Firmino has been he's been off the ball totally this season. He's not creating as much chances. His movement isn't as dangerous anymore. It's not even as clinical as it was last season. So that's the guy they need to get. If they don't get Firmino going quickly, they're going to struggle. Because
I think I totally agree with everything you just said about Liverpool. I think Liverpool, one of the number one magic sauce they use is the excitement. They play with so much excitement. You can see the players excited to do what they've been told to go out there to do on the field. So they still have that, even though some of them might not be firing on the same level as they were last season. Mane is an interesting one. He had a chance to come to, at least there was a lot of talk that there was an opportunity to come to United, and obviously I don't think United reached out. He's still, for me, he's a player that relies a lot on speed, lots of speed and physical fitness and stuff like that. I think his decision making sometimes can be a little poor, but he sticks at it. He has enough energy to to play his way back into great form. Bobby or Firmino, however you want to call him. I mean, he's just a phenomenal player, isn't he? Just fantastic player. So
Yeah.
I think regardless of what's going on with him, he's going to find himself soon. And he's probably going to start firing exactly how he was firing last season. Salah is Salah. Yes, he hasn't been accurate. He went through that big injury. At World Club, he was here or there. Is he going to reach the heights of last season? That's probably not going to happen. But I think he will start progressing at a more steady pace than last season. He just exponentially just exploded out there.
Right.
I don't expect that same thing to happen. Especially if you compare to where he was before he exploded, right? He just went from 0 to 1,000 miles an hour like that. So he's gonna chill down a little bit, but yeah, he's still a great player. The points I'll say about City is this: I hear you about City. I agree with you. It'll be hard to debate some of the points you made, but here's the thing: they are playing phenomenal football right now, right? What are we going to see past December and January and stuff like that? I mean, how can they sustain this? I think they started out the gates because because of the high of the championship and trying to basically do the same things they were able to do last season. So they have nowhere to go. City is not going to get better. They're not. I mean, I can't even imagine. I just don't see it.
But they don't need to get better. They just need to say
okay, and that's fine, and that's what they're betting on. They're betting on if we keep this tempo, no one's gonna catch us, and we're just gonna cruise through. But how about if something drops? How about if they drop just a notch, right? Chelsea, with everything you said about Chelsea, they're keeping pace without no strikers, without everything you said. So they have a bigger ceiling to go fill up, right? So there's still a lot of things to grow into this season. So we haven't seen Chelsea's best.
I'm going to put you through one thing in there.
Okay.
This is why I don't. So City has played a lot of all the top teams, right? Mm-hmm. And they won all of them. They should have been in Liverpool.
Doesn't matter.
Hold on. That's the point I'm trying to make. Chelsea have played only 2 top games, right? They drew. Where did they play that game? I think
they drew United. They drew United.
They drew United and they drew Liverpool, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So
what does that mean?
At home. It means a lot because the top is going to be very tight. This is my opinion. What I think is going to happen this season, unlike most other seasons, right? Those top 3 teams, and I'm usually this comment to the top, they're going to beat they are literally going to beat almost all. There'll be maybe one upset here or there, but they're going to beat almost all the mid-table.
So here's the thing about the Premier League. The Premier League is, if you play like City, you're playing to win every single game. They come out to win every single game. That's good champion mentality. Great. How about if you don't? Chelsea draws, they won't lose, right? Yeah. They'll get their points, even if it's 1 point. They are very pragmatic, right? They will get their point and say, okay, fine. Man City plays.
I don't think this Chelsea is very pragmatic, though. I disagree. So this is why Sarri is not really a pragmatic coach, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay, go ahead.
If we had a half decent defense.
Well, hold on. So I didn't say I didn't. This wasn't a comment on Sarri. I really don't know Sarri that well, apart from the stuff he did. I think with Napoli in Italy. I don't know anything like that personally about that coach. What I was talking about, the team, the way the team looks at a game and approaches a game. They're going to win, but if they can't win, they're like, we'll take a draw.
So this is why I think that has changed. This is why I think that has changed. Last year, yes, that was Chelsea, where they had Kante playing as DM. Like, if you can't win, let's take a draw. This Chelsea version I am seeing is let's go all out and attack. And Kante's position has moved to the side. Jorginho, if they're not on the front foot, struggles a lot. You remember the game last week where he almost got a red card. He struggles when they're not on the front foot. So I think their own is, if we score more than you, let's just keep the ball. They're not very pragmatic. At the back, I think they are suspect at the back. That's my opinion. I think they're going to drop a lot of games where Hazard or Jorginho are like a little bit off the boil, and the other team goes at them. I think they're going to drop a lot of points.
So let's talk about Hazard. You made a very interesting comment, which I'm just going to talk about. It's not like I really have a strong opinion of it, but it was an interesting comment you made. You said something like, well, they depend on a player. A lot of great teams depend on one player, right? Even if they have other good players, a lot of great teams really just depend on one player. I mean, we can rattle a few off the top of our heads, right? Real Madrid, Cristiano Ronaldo, Real Madrid, Cristiano Ronaldo, Juventus, Messi at Barcelona. You know, they depend on these guys to show up every game. You know, they're the catalyst for everything good that happens with their team. So Hazard the same thing. That's a good thing. So to have a recognized, you have to have a recognized main star propelling the team through rough or high time.
I agree, but to buttress my point, this is the point I'm trying to make, right? Yeah. The drop off. So to explain now, see Champions League final, Cristiano Ronaldo didn't have a great game. He didn't have a good game against Liverpool, right? But they had Bale, the Iscos that took it up a notch and won that game for them. That's where Chelsea, I think, is going to struggle.
Yes.
Anytime that drops off, there's nobody that anywhere close to his level.
I agree.
In my opinion.
But I agree. But at the end of the day, if except Hazard gets injured or blah blah blah, they have Hazard as a focal point in that team. I mean, when people play Chelsea, some people, wink wink, decide to mark Hazard out. How many people decide to mark Pogba out? Or Alexis Sanchez out? Who's marking Alexis Sanchez? Nobody.
That's a different story. I don't want to go into that. We can talk about that one offline because that story is like it's deeper than that. So so that we don't go off point. So personally, my title challengers, my favorite, City and Chelsea. So City and Liverpool. Challengers are City, Liverpool, and Chelsea.
Mine are City and Chelsea.
City and Chelsea.
Liverpool on the second rung there. Yeah.
So they are challengers. Okay. So for top four, this is my order of top four. So now I'd add top four because you kind of talked about it. So I'll just let you say your order of top four.
Yeah.
My order of top four is how I think it's going to end. Like I said, beginning of season, I'm just replacing the fourth position. I had United season.
Okay.
Taking up United out. So my first is City, second is Liverpool, third is Chelsea. I think Spurs will finish fourth, and for the reason why, my reason is I'm seeing a new level, maybe not like exceptional new level, but just a slightly better level of Spurs winning games, grinding out results while not playing well. Like, mind you, they've had Eriksen, Ali out for almost all season, and they've been trying to grind it out. If they get those guys back, which I think they're coming back now, and they get to anywhere close to last year's level, I personally think they will finish fourth. Arsenal might push them along the way back and forth, but I think Spurs will finish fourth. That's just my opinion.
Spurs. Spurs have shown us this before several times. I want to go first. I really want to think that Spurs will buckle up and get some kind of mental toughness that make sure that they lock everyone out and hold this fourth position. I really want to think that way.
Last season, to be fair, they were third.
This is true. This is true. They were third last season, but they really should have been second, maybe. Right?
That's fair. A lot of metrics go into that, though, in my opinion. Like so many people have been saying, David De Gea having that exceptional season last year. I was screaming about this last year. You remember I had posts about this on the Planet Forum we were on. I was screaming about the fact that David De Gea and putting a lot of bodies behind the ball is what is getting us away. Now that that's not working anymore, go and look at it. We are conceding the similar amount of chances from last season. At this time last season, nothing drastically has changed. We are creating less amount of chances, but we are conceding similar amount of big chances. The difference is David De Gea.
Well, David De Gea is just a human being that has been on an exceptional run for 5 or 4 years consistently.
Exactly.
Even his dip is not really a dip. It's almost like a blip, right?
It's just regular. This is what regular keepers are. He's making regular saves now and no more exceptional saves. And defensively, we're not having some games last season where we have Bailly or Jones or even sometimes Smalling just be blocking everything in sight. We're not having that anymore. There's no confidence anymore. So now we're getting more exposed. Those half chances from last season or those like regular chances are now becoming big chances, open chances. And that's why we're conceding goals left and right. That's what's happening. So I think that metric skewed everything. If not for that metric, there's a big chance we'd have ended up fourth or third last season.
How many goals have Tottenham scored this season?
I'm not too sure. I think it's 18, 19 maybe, or 20.
Okay, that's very good. They're 20 goals. How many goals have United scored this season?
17.
20 goals.
Is it 20 or 17?
20 goals.
20. Okay.
So
we have considered how much?
United and Tottenham are tracking. Look.
Considered how many goals though, Chucky?
Huh?
How many goals have we considered? I want you to say that.
21. Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, I know it's good that we can have that.
Yes, 21.
So, who are your top four? What was the order of your top four? My
order of top four is this. I think
we can always change. So, like I said,
okay. So
season, we'll do another one, like 19 games.
Okay. My top four
right now. What you see right now?
My top four right now is okay. For half the season, I'll say City number one.
Okay.
I'll say number.
No, don't say half the season, Chucky. Say if you have to make a bet at the end of the season, how it's going to end. Like I said, we can always review and get halfway season.
Okay.
Things can change, right? Injuries can come into play.
Okay.
That. So
okay. I got it. Okay. If I were going to bet, if I was going to really bet some money, I'll have to say City. I mean, no risk-averse person would say do otherwise, right? Okay, so I'll say City. After City, I'll say Chelsea. After Chelsea, I'll say Liverpool in that order: City, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Okay. That's fair enough.
I give strong backing to Chelsea to do something to grow stronger as the season progresses. Liverpool is doing great, is nice, but I think they're going to slip. So City, Chelsea, Liverpool. Now the fourth spot, at this point, I'll say Arsenal.
Okay, that's fair enough.
At this point, I'll say Arsenal, just because of the potential in the team. Right now, I think they are, I think with a brand new coach, I think that 3 points separated them from Tottenham is just, Unai Emery just needed a little bit more time to get in the groove of things, settle on how he wants to play Arsenal. Some of the Arsenal players are coming alive, as you can see. Aubameyang is getting more confidence. He's now comfortable with the league. So I put those little X factors to guide Arsenal and Tottenham. Tottenham is going to be duking out with Manchester United. I mean, don't get the mirage. Don't get twisted.
Do you know how many points there's between Tottenham and Man right now?
See, look.
It's fine. I get it. Like the season eventually balances. I get it.
7 points. 7 points, which is basically 2 games in my mind, right? So okay. Tottenham hits 2 games. They don't do something. They're looking at United's eyeballs, right? It's that simple, and that's why the EPL is tough. That's why the EPL is tough. Just 2 games. That's it. And after the first one, you're already in crisis mode, right? You have 20 articles come out about your team. The coach is under pressure.
Okay.
He's going to try something different, maybe differently than you would have. He's going to panic just a little bit. EPL is a fantastic league. So Tottenham is going to be the dirt. Watch. They're going to be the dirt. What you're trying to tell me is to believe Tottenham is going to get a second lift, a second win, and like fly high to where? I don't think so.
I don't think they're going to fly high. Yeah. All they need to do is to keep pace. Like they will drop points to the top guys. I know they probably get a draw next against Chelsea next.
They don't have the players. They don't have big players. They don't have better players than United. They don't. They might have a better team. They don't have better players.
Okay, so I'm not saying that better. So, well, whose fault is that? So they have a better team. So let's not deviate to that. That's a different podcast. My point is, this is why I say Tottenham have 7 points ahead of Manchester United. If you say Arsenal, I agree. You see, I didn't argue Arsenal because it's just 3 points. And this is why I give Tottenham 4th. There's a reason why I give them the 4th position. It's because of the competition behind them. Arsenal, statistically, right? I know I had this argument on Facebook, and someone their fans trying to troll me. Statistically, right now, they're giving up. Their defense is giving up too many amount of big chances. They've considered the highest amount of goals in in that top 5 bracket, right? And if they do not, now, if they get a defender who can structure that, maybe Koscielny comes back to the Koscielny 3 years ago, because Koscielny past 2 years has been crap, in my opinion. If they can get Koscielny or the new signing to improve that defense, then I can say yes. I can strongly say yes. It's either or. At that point, any of them can be fought. It depends on who scores more, who grinds out.
It's like better
defense. Chuki, I do not see Arsenal finishing above Spurs. That's just my opinion. If they don't finish that, if they don't fix that back four, if they concede,
Arsenal.
Yes, if they don't fix.
But here's the thing: they have the ability to. They have their own stadium now. They have money to go buy whoever they want. Players want there. So they have opportunity to go fix that. Tottenham, are they going to buy players with their stadium right now?
But that's dependent on if they get the signing right. They've got Pereira right, which is good. That was a great signing. Pereira is doing well for them. I agree.
Well, you're fine. You're talking about signing right. I think you have this Manchester United disease where we buy players, we don't use them. Most teams, when they buy players, they actually use them on the
field. Hey, that's what everybody has been telling me, man. That's what everybody has been telling me, including you. Like, oh, it's the signings. I'm like, okay, it's the signings. But who wrote that list down? You remember when he was telling us, he gave them his list. Who wrote those lists down and they brought the signings? So, I mean, either way, that's a different opinion. So
I think Unai Emery is a continental coach that knows about talent on that at least in the European continent. I'm sure he's seen players he likes. I'm sure he has his list in mind. I'm sure he's going to take a look at his team and look at where the gaps are and say, hey, for this little push, it's going to depend on us doing Europa next season or Champions League starting off at Champions League.
Yeah.
And for a club with a new coach with a relatively brand new stadium, I think that's appealing. They'll back him with some money. Remember, this is not Arsenal Wenger, who was notoriously very stingy with money, right? Yeah. So I think they'll back this coach if he has realistic targets that he can bring in January and might have an impact. Obviously, people that are not cup tied, obviously, preferably. Would it even matter with Arsenal? I don't think it would matter with Arsenal if they're cup tied or not. Yeah.
Europa League, so.
Yeah, but it was Europa League. I mean, is that how many times has he won that league, Emery? Yeah, so I don't think that's an issue there. So
I think that's their best chance of coming in Champions League, in my opinion. Just focusing on that, I think that's their best chance. That's just my personal opinion. I might be wrong after come end of season, but what I'm seeing right now, I don't see them finishing above Spurs or finishing fourth. Whoever is the own fourth, I don't see them finishing fourth.
The way I kind of think of it right now, since we're past 10 games, 10 games is like my magic number as far as the litmus test on where clubs are going. United has shown their ass, Sorry, can I say that on the podcast?
You can. That's fine.
Okay. United has shown where they are. I mean, after 12 games, we kind of know what the level of United is. So the issue is all of the clubs just a little bit above United, just a little bit, because anything above 2 or 3 clubs above United it's almost they go into space and they run out of oxygen. They can't breathe in that same space. Yeah. So they can't survive there. So just a couple of clubs above United, Arsenal and Tottenham and everything, and obviously Bournemouth and Watford. The issue is
I don't count.
Can United beat similar type of clubs around them consistently? The answer is no. They will slip, right? The answer is no. Can Tottenham do it consistently? This season, they seem to be able to, but the traditional historical results have told us no. At some point, maybe past December, maybe during December time, they do go on an almighty slide. Arsenal is the same thing. Arsenal is the same thing. A lot of pump, a lot of chest out at the beginning of the league, and by December time, there's just stamina. Stamina to finish is what's not there. I don't know what kind of coach Unai Emery is. I don't know if he were kind of what's his name that just left? What's that Chelsea coach?
Oh, Conte.
Yeah, if it was a Conte, then you know, there's a lot of artistry, there's a lot of stamina that's going to happen, right? Yeah. With Arsenal and Tottenham, I don't see it. Tottenham is especially different because they don't really have top tier players like that, apart from Kane and what's that lad that just joined them from PSG?
Lucas Moura,
and
Yeah.
He's okay. I mean, and he
Double
doesn't
up.
look like a player that will do 31 Premiership games full throttle. No, we don't know. Actually, I don't know. I shouldn't speak like that. I should really wait to see. But it just strike me because Spain and in the French league and playing in the EPL is two different things.
Yeah.
I can't think of another person. Dele Alli. I mean, I watched that kid play. I mean, he has some finesse in him every now and then, but sometimes I really do. Sometimes I just get confused.
Dele Alli reminds me of but it's just personally Dele Alli is a box. He's dangerous. He's most dangerous
Inside the
around.
box.
That's
the
right.
box.
Anything
Yeah.
outside the box. I don't.
Nah. Yeah.
Inside the
Yeah.
box, he runs.
Yeah.
He's making runs for headers to like tapping the ball. That's where Dele Alli is.
Yeah.
So I think is top notch in full flow. I think Ericsson is in full flow. I think.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about Ericsson. Ericsson is great. He's a good attacking midfielder. That has a lot of goals in him, especially from set pieces. He has a good shot. He can finesse the ball. He can put any curve he wants on it. But over 31 games, I think he runs out of gas as well. He's not like a David Silva that can do it. He can do. It seems they can do it for 2 seasons nonstop. He can do it for Tottenham, he can do it for Spain, he can do it for anybody. I mean, he just has this engine that just keeps on going. Because
players, they just go into the next part of the last part of the podcast, I guess. Maybe not next part. Player of the season so far.
Player of the season, I think it has to be Hazard for me.
Easy for me too, Hazard.
Yeah, it has to be Hazard for me. I mean, he's not on Mo Salah level of last season, but I think he's the one that stands out. I think the second player I'll put there is David Silva. If I had a third person I could put there, wow, it could be the other Silva, wouldn't it be? Not Silva.
You just literally took everything in my head. That's what you did. So just the easiest part of the podcast. That's my ranking. Same thing. Say Hazard. David Silva is close second because beginning of the season he had that break where I think it was out or something. So he came in like maybe third, fourth game. He wasn't playing, so that's why he comes in second. If he's playing like this, he'll probably be my first. And the next person is Bernardo Silva. Close between Bernardo Silva and Sterling. But more Bernardo Silva. He's been excellent in my opinion. So that's the easy part. Relegation candidates.
Oh, Fulham, easy.
3. I need the 3. 3 will go down. So Fulham, who's your other 2?
I think the 3 there right now are. I don't think Cardiff sometimes can pull the escape. It's hard to tell. Crystal Palace. I just don't like that team, man. It's like I hate everything about them. I don't like their kids.
That's personal bias. Okay, you can use personal bias too. That's fine.
No. Okay, so this is the thing about Crystal Palace. Here's the thing about Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace looks like they have players, right? They're the team that comes out and you look at the team sheet, you're like, oh, this is good. This is okay, But they just don't do it, right? I don't know what. Well, it's like every player there is auditioning for something else.
That's what Hudson for you. That's the answer to that. Roy Hudson. Dinosaur. That's the title of dinosaurial football. Roy Hudson.
It's like they're not there for Crystal Palace. It's like they're there definitely for someone else. So if Cardiff was going to miss out, I'll say it would be Crystal Palace. Southampton is black. I don't know why they're where they are right now. I can't believe. Maybe it's the plundering Liverpool has done over different seasons that has really cut them short. I mean, obviously we had Luke Shaw from there, and what's his name that was a flop. The French guy, can't remember his name.
Morgan Schneiderlin.
Yeah. So yeah, they've been a big, and no one forced them to sell players. They could always say no. Right, the players were on contract. They could have said no. So no excuses for them. But I just don't understand. And their coach, I don't know. I couldn't tell you how Southampton plays right now. I couldn't tell you how United plays right now.
So you said Fulham, right? Who's the other 2?
Huddersfield, and I'll put Crystal Palace in there.
Okay. So those are your 3. Mm-hmm. My 3 candidates, actually, it's very similar. Huddersfield for sure. Huddersfield's guaranteed. Fulham, I'll put them in there. The new manager bounce might change things. Ranieri, maybe not, maybe not. We'll find out. The last one actually for me is Burnley.
Burnley, okay.
I think
they're a
Burnley,
tough team.
Yeah.
They can be a concrete wall when they want to be.
Yeah.
Even though how many was that like 25 or 30 goals, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But no laugh. 25 goals is not far from 21.
You said what?
I said 25 goals is not far from 21.
Oh man, they've been atrocious this season, I think. Especially even going forward. Because like you said, they've been that tough team, be a brick wall, and they'll score 3 set pieces. But going forward this season, they look atrocious in my opinion. Like I watch them and they've been the same way since beginning of season. I've seen like 2 or 3 games against us, and like 2 of the other games, they look atrocious. Burnley looks atrocious, personally. So yeah, I think if they don't turn things quickly, that's the third person I'm gonna pick.
But I'm looking at their goal for, and their goal for is way higher than the 2 behind them. Crystal Palace and Southampton, they're sitting at 8 goals. They have 12 goals. That's quite a bit, right? That's like 4 goals difference. Huddersfield is like 6 goals.
Yeah, Huddersfield.
So I don't know why you're dragging Burnley in. It might be some personal hatred.
No. Huddersfield is definite going down. I mentioned that's my definite. Huddersfield, Fulham, Burnley too is like 50-50. Those 2 are 50-50. I still think Crystal Palace will, towards the end of the season, Roy Hodgson, he seems to know how to keep things up. He will do that thing, and Zaha start getting his penalties, and they were winning 1-0. The 2-1. I think.
Yeah, I'm not a Crystal. I just don't. That team doesn't sit well with me. It's like every time I see them, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like
they were decent, bro. They were decent at home last year.
I know. They're like 11 players auditioning for other clubs.
They look weird now. I agree. They look weird this year. They look really weird this year. Okay, this is the end though.
At least the other teams that are bad, they're universally bad. They're not good. They show up and they're just not up. They're not up for it. Crystal Palace, they have some decent players in there. Decent players, right? So okay.
So we've come to the end of our podcast. For the EPL season review, like I said, follow us on all our social media platforms. It'll be at the end of the podcast. Follow Daily Manc also for post about Manchester United related post. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I'm hoping for not a runaway league. Hopefully, my wish is that everyone wakes up. United wakes up. Tottenham wakes up. Well, they're awake now, but they don't slip. Arsenal puts up fight. Let's see what it is, right? Let's see how it ends up when everybody puts their best foot forward. That's a good league, right? We don't want runaways.
I agree.